back once again to Stevenson Pinson's Field. Mike Mancuso alongside Cordischi, and we are happy to welcome Britt Broady, the newest addition to the Brown coaching staff. First season for Coach Broady, and boy, do you have your team off to a fantastic start. 8-2 overall and 1-1 in Ivy League play. How do you feel so far about this inaugural season under your tutelage?
Well, wow, we are having a lot of fun. We set goals at the beginning of the season, and we've just taken it one game at a time and talked about how each game can contribute to our overall goal, and it's just been one after the next, and it's been really great. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of growth and development, and we're just ready for the next one.
Well, you said you're having a lot of fun. I think so too are fans of your program, because watching your team play and how competitive they've been, and winning is obviously very fun. It's really been a lot of fun, Coach, to see your team play and the confidence in which they're playing with.
Yeah, for sure. We opened the season with St. Francis and then with a ranked opponent, and we walked away with 2 wins, one over Miami of Ohio, who's historically a great team and usually wins the MAC conference. And I think that got us going, and these girls were looking at each other and they're like, wait a minute, we actually could be pretty good here. And we've just been rolling from there.
Well, 28 goals in the first 10 games of the season has already surpassed the total amount of goals for the last 2 seasons that Brown was able to play. And a big part of that has been the emergence of the freshman Lexi Pellegrino, who's off to a fantastic start with 9 goals already, first in the Ivy League.
Yeah, and there's one right there. That was a beauty. She is just one of those pure competitors that it doesn't matter if we're playing handball or if we're playing kickball like we did today. She wants to win at all costs. And she brings that attitude to the forward line and to corners. And you certainly have to have that attitude in order to put the ball in the cage.
Coach, what's really fun about your team, too, it is a great mix of young talent, underclasswomen and upperclasswomen and great leaders. I mean, you talk about Pellegrino, Adams, Walsh, Sick, Hitty, Lukasheva, McCallum. They're the young ones getting it done. And then you got the veterans like Bryan and Ross and Rothkopf and Perel and Gavin and Kinsella. So it's a nice mix that you have.
Yeah, it really is. And field hockey is a really high-paced game, and so we have a lot of interchange, a lot of substitutions, and really anyone can contribute on any given day. And I think that adds to the fun. Everyone wants to build each other up and go forward. We want to attack, and we want to play forward. So
we saw during those highlights, I don't know if you caught it, but to me it was one of the plays of the season. It was a great defensive play by sophomore captain Julia Hitty, where I think it may have been off a corner. She made a terrific stick save as Bryan was out challenging, I think, the shooter. And take a look at this again. Look at that stick save. Wow, that was just really, really special.
Yeah, and I think if you haven't played field hockey, you can appreciate that save, but at the same time, not quite as much as someone who has played field hockey before. It really is special, and she has a gift for that for sure. The coolest part, I think, is that the student newspaper here, the Brown Daily Herald, had an article on us, and Jody Bryan was quoted as talking about how her defense allows her to play an aggressive style of play, and that she is so confident in them, and she knows that she can go out and make tackles, and they have her back at all times. And I think that kind of collaborative motion is exactly what we need.
So when you talk about Jody, her aggressive style, she really likes to come out, challenge shooters, and cut down those shooting angles. And look, I think that's a great philosophy, because the field hockey goal is 12 feet wide by 7 feet high, right? I mean, that's a big area to score. Is that something you coach, or is it just more her style? That's the way she plays the game.
Yeah, I think every goalkeeper, just like every athlete, has their own strengths, and Jody is one of the quickest goalkeepers I've ever worked with, and her reactions are just phenomenal. So to highlight that within her goalkeeping is definitely to be more aggressive and not sit back on her line.
So, Coach, obviously a big storyline today for this soccer game. 2 first-year head coaches going against each other for the Bears. Chase Wildman. Now, I know you're obviously a first-year head coach here at Brown. Have you had a chance to collaborate with Coach Wildman or go through some of the things that you have to learn together as new coaches here on College Hill?
Absolutely. Chase and I were hired within weeks of each other, I think, and he was coming from UK, and I lived in Louisville for a long time, and so we commiserated about the red versus the blue and all that kind of good good stuff. But I think we're both really excited to have a small part in what Brown Athletics is doing here, and feel like we are just gifted with these teams with so much potential for growth.
And since you mentioned, Brown Athletics, this is an exciting time too to be a part of Brown Athletics, isn't it? When you look at the direction of Dr. Grace Calhoun, the commitment from the other side of campus and President Paxson, I just think that Brown Athletics is here, and I've got my hand low, and it's about to take off.
Yeah. I think, and I think each program feels like they can be a part of that, which is again what I'm talking about with my own team. That each kid feels like they can really contribute to a win. It's the same thing here, and the more you invest in it, the more you want to continue to invest in it, and I think that's definitely true of all our programs here.
So, Coach, who's up next for you guys this weekend?
Well, we have another Ivy foe in Columbia coming to town Saturday at 1 o'clock. If you like soccer, you will love field hockey, even though you might not understand it. But, watching this game, it's been really exciting. I think one of the things that soccer fans might enjoy about our game is that we don't have offsides. So it really stretches out the field a little bit more.
Well, and hopefully the weather will be a little bit better.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so.
As a former ice hockey guy, though, I got to tell you, I still can't get used to not being able to use the backhand portion of the stick.
We'll get you out there, Scott. Don't worry. We'll get you out there.
Well, Britt, congratulations on the great start, and good luck as you get back into Ivy play.
Thank you so much.
And that was head coach Britt Broady of the Brown field hockey team. Again, catch them in action the rest of the season, as they will be back here at home this weekend against Columbia. The Bears 8-2 on the season, 1-1 in Ivy play, and looking to get back to the top of that table.
Mike, they've been a lot of fun to watch. I'll tell you, I've had the pleasure of being able to broadcast a few of their games this season, and they've been a lot of fun.